Hi, what's up, everyone? I'm your host, Torry, and are you ready to be petty? Because I always am, which I guess is the point of this podcast. I hope everyone is doing well, and by everyone, I mean my 8 listeners. But I hope everyone is doing well. It is December 1st, and arguably the worst month of the year is officially over, which may be a hot take, but I fucking hate November. Don't at me. Anyways, I don't know why I'm always telling you guys the date. I don't know if this is a bit or something that I'm gonna continue to do or what, but I just feel like I'm one of those people that get kidnapped and then show you the newspaper in their video to home asking for money. But anyways, it's December 1st, and I couldn't be more excited about it. A lot has happened to me since the last pod. I got a new phone, which now I have 0 listeners, so because literally no one cares, but it is the most exciting thing that's happening in my life, which definitely tells you something. I don't know what that tells you, but it definitely says something. It's the 8 Plus. It's large and in charge. I feel super cool walking around with it. I don't know why. It's just really big, and I feel like that makes me look cool. So there's that. And it has portrait mode, which has been it's been fun. It's definitely a learning curve. Let me just say this. I don't need portrait mode. A little blur, a little pixelation does wonders for a gal, and I'm still trying to figure out my life post-portrait mode, but everything else I am super happy about. Another thing that has been super exciting, at least for me, is the new Bachelor promo has come out, and I'm weirdly not adverse to Colton. I think that's how you use that word. I am not quite sure, but I'm actually not super adverse to him. I actually like him. I think he was a fucking wet blanket on Becca's season, but it seems like there's been some clips posted or just other videos of him at the end of the episodes and stuff, and it seemed like he was actually funny. So maybe he was just really nervous in Becca's season or didn't like her that much. But anyways, I think that he seems genuinely nice and kind of funny. So I hope we see more of that in his Bachelor season, which now that I'm saying that out loud is usually not the case. Usually people kind of do really well when they're a contestant, but the pressure must be just very extreme when they're the leads, and sometimes you don't like them as much. But anyways, I kind of thought BIP, Bachelor in Paradise, for those uninitiated, was real. His confused demeanor and all his weird feelings with Tia and stuff like that. I think he was just confused about life. And I might just literally be the most naive person. And usually I feel I'm really literate and on these type of things. But I felt that actually was real, and that he was just very confused, and everyone else thought it was just because he was offered the Bachelor gig. But I don't know. I just feel it was real. So there's that. He is a 26-year-old virgin, which, honestly is not fucking interesting. It's not interesting at all. I know that The Bachelor loves to, hype up their virgins, especially if they're, good looking and, above the age of, 20, I guess, which everyone on the cast is, I guess. And I know that they need a theme to frame this season. They always have this is this person's redemption story, or this person got dumped horribly, will that happen again? And I guess that his virginity is the thing that they're going for, but it's literally not a big deal at all, and I can't believe they're making it to be such a big deal, and that people are falling for it and people aren't annoyed with it. It's he plays sports, but doesn't have sex with women. Like, what an anomaly. Like, crazy. And like, especially for religious people, which I am realizing now that I'm making the assumption that he's a religious person, but I kind of like vaguely get that he's like a middle American like football playing Jesus loving person. I have no idea. I actually have no idea. But it's not weird if, especially for that type of people, that type of person who decides to save themselves for marriage. Which actually kind of reminds me, this is a tangent. This is completely a tangent, but I take Spanish classes, and it's just private lessons. It's me and one other guy, and the teacher and my classmate are Catholic, and I am not. And low key, my Spanish teacher shades me all the time. Like, a word will come up, like in a reading or a dialogue or a story that we are looking at, and she'd be like, oh, like, you won't get this word, like, you won't understand what this means, but like, you will, pointing at the other guy. And it's so funny, like, the word the other day was baptism. I'm not going to say it in Spanish because I learned my lesson from episode 1. That was hella embarrassing, but like, I'm literally blushing right now. But I don't know, it's just so funny, this like hot tea my teacher is serving. Anyways, back to The Bachelor. I couldn't honestly even finish Ari and Becca's seasons. And I don't even think I finished the last season of Bachelor in Paradise, which is really, really crazy. And so I don't know, maybe I'm done with the series. I kind of hate watching it, which is, again, one of the key characteristics of my petty persona, but I'm just so ingrained in Batch Nation and like all of the drama that I keep up with, like, outside of the seasons, or the podcasts that I listen to, Juliette Littman on Bachelor Party, Emma and Claire on Here to Make Friends, Haley and Amy on The Bachelor Wrap Up on Rob Has a Podcast. Like, I want to continue listening to those, but I don't know if I can actually continue watching the TV show. It hasn't been good. The promo looks like every other season of this TV show, where high drama, lots of tears, breakdowns, lots of beautiful clothes, and like exotic locations. So everything seems pretty status quo. There was like one thing in the promo that I actually like could not get over, and that was him jumping over the fence. So I am like praying to God that is real. I actually think that it might be legit, and it's so funny and just like outrageous and over the top OTT that I like will watch the entire season just for that like 1 minute clip. But like, I've been fooled before with promos, so I'm unsure, but I'm hoping for the best. So cannot wait to well, I can wait. I don't know. That's a little contradictory, but I will be watching in January, and I will keep you up to date with my Bachelor thoughts and updates. So speaking of TV, I don't know how this happened, but I am literally 2 seasons deep of rewatching Friends. And I'm actually like, I actually effing hate when people rewatch TV shows. And this is like low-key calling out a lot of people in my life. Like, no tea, no shade. But like, I just can't get behind it. There's so many good TV shows, movies, YouTube series to watch, YouTube channels, podcasts. Like, there's so much amazing content that I don't understand, like, rewatching. Like, I understand watching like 1 or 2 episodes, or like, that was a funny clip, let's find it on YouTube. Like, obviously everyone does that, but like, doing like a full rewatch is insane. I think I've only done that to one TV series before, which is Buffy the Vampire Slayer, which is like TV that changed the entire world. So I feel like I'm gonna give myself a pass on that one. But, and I guess, okay, Friends also really changed the like landscape of TV. So, and I mean like that in just like buddy comedies, I don't know, whatever. It's obviously very famous and very influential, but I'm not that type of person. There's so much good shit out there, and I cannot believe that I got sucked into watching these. But I love having like background music or podcasts or TV shows on when I'm cleaning my house or cooking or doing whatever. And the season 3 finale was on my TV, and I was like watching it, and then I'm like, oh my god, I have to watch season 4 episode 1, and I just got absolutely sucked in. And this is dark, I'm not going to lie, but I make myself watch or listen, I guess, to the theme song every single time I watch the episode. Like on Netflix, I don't press skip intro. I literally make myself watch the theme song because I apparently am a glutton for punishment and hate myself. But I just think the song is really, it just captures like the 20s lived experience. And when it says it hasn't been your day, your week, your month, or even your year, I really feel that like deep in my soul. So I listen to the theme song and clap and do all that fucking stupid shit when I watch it. As some of you may know, I was Rachel Green for Halloween, which is an episode 1 Ready to Be Petty throwback for all my loyal listeners. So I like now how I am like literally suing the show, but I was her for Halloween. I still hate Ross, little update there, but yeah, I've been rewatching Friends, and it's a dark period of my life, and maybe that will change now that sad, dark, rainy November is over. Anyways, to something a little bit more exciting. It is the holiday season. It's December 1st, as I mentioned before, and one thing that's like prominent in my life is getting the Starbucks holiday drinks. And all is good and dandy. I love my Peppy Mo's just like the next girl, but sometimes I do kind of get triggered from this incident that happened to me a few years ago where one of my biggest fears came to fruition. I was at Starbucks with my partner. We were in like a really long lineup, and it must have been like half off or something like that, drinks, and we ordered creme brulee lattes because I hadn't got on the Peppy Mo train, which I am never getting off, by the way. I won't try any of their other holiday drinks, but we were standing in line, and the girl before us ordered the same creme brulee latte. So did we. We were waiting in line, not in line, but for our drinks, for literally ever. And we're like, hey, it must be like, this must be happening. This must be ours. I see a creme brulee latte come to the bar, and I don't see the lady that was in front of us. So I'm like, oh, this must be us. And I don't think that they were taking our names because it was so busy or whatnot. But anyways, I grab it and I start drinking. And we wait for my boyfriends. And another one comes out, he grabs his. And I just have this like weird sensation in my mouth, or like 2 creme brulee lattes came out or whatever. And I just realized that I wasn't drinking my own drink. And you guys are probably thinking like, oh, that's not a big deal. Like, you guys ordered the exact same thing. She can just pick up yours. Like, no harm, no foul. But I realized that I was drinking out of her cup. And by that, I mean not the disposable Starbucks cup, but the reusable plastic cup that she had brought into the store and was getting her latte in. So I realized that I was drinking from her like personal property. She was slightly behind me looking at some like Xmas merch, and I was drinking out of her cup. I was so embarrassed. I like look at my boyfriend with the hugest like round eyes, and I'm like talking out of the side of my mouth, which like at like a whispered like scream, and was like, we need to get out of here. Like, I'm drinking someone else's cup, like out of someone else's cup, like absolutely mortified. And I'm like, what the fuck do I do? Do I A, turn around, apologize to the lady, give her back her cup and my drink? Do I B, skedaddle with the cup? Or C, like slowly shrink away and leave her cup at the bar with a half drank creme brulee latte in it. Ding, ding, ding. If you guessed answer C, you won. I literally dropped her cup on the counter. I was chugging the fucking creme brulee latte before this, so I just drop it on the bar, and then I grab my drink like a fucking thief, like a bandit, and run out of the Starbucks. It was so embarrassing, and this was probably like 4 or 5 years ago. I am a different person than I was then. A better person, and I know that one of those other options would have been better, but I was absolutely mortified and kind of shady and hella awkward. I am an talky person. So yeah, that was, I don't know, the worst thing that's happened to me at a Starbucks probably. And I guess that story might have been a little anticlimactic, but it was, I don't think you understand how fucking awkward it was. It was very, very awkward. I'm always mad at myself at how like roped in I get to shit like Starbucks holiday drinks, because trust me, I am hook, line, and sinker. The first day that they are out, I am there with like looking for my red cup, and I absolutely hate that it's like, oh, what can we promote to like women who are white in their 20s, where they will just purchase all of our overpriced shit. And I am like, come to mama, like this is right for me. So I do love my Peppy Mo's. We'll probably get one as this podcast concludes, and I encourage you to as well. Hashtag please sponsor me, Starbucks. But I don't know, I'm always embarrassed at how much I'd like play into those like schemes, to be honest. Like, I love a scheme just like everyone else, love a good scheme, but yeah, I am hook, line, and sinker when it comes to the Starbucks holiday drinks. Well, that is it for me today. I hope you enjoyed the pod, and I want to ask a question to the listeners of Ready to Be Petty. What do you want to hear about? Are there things that you are extremely petty about? Are there things that you want to rant and rave about? Let me know, and I'd love to chat with you about them. I also would really appreciate it if you liked, commented, and subscribed below. Just kidding, but whatever medium you are listening to this, whether it is iTunes, please leave a review. YouTube, please hit the subscribe button. Or SoundCloud, please hit that like button. It'll help me find new listeners so I can continue recording Ready to Be Petty and just engage with a larger audience. So I really, really appreciate that. Anyways, as always, I am Torry, and I am ready to be petty.